We got a few or a couple returns. All right, so we got a couple of returns today. One case that's for a totally different route, and then this case was buried on another pallet that I found later. So we got 2 drop returns. What up, guys? Welcome to the channel. It's your boy, and I'm back with another video, man. Listen, if you're new to the channel, I appreciate you for checking in. Hope you enjoy the content. Listen, today, man, I just want to go and get right into it. I want to talk about some things you need to know if you're considering getting into the beverage industry. If you're thinking about going to Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or any beer delivery company to do that type of work, I just want to tell you some things that you may want to know. So you guys know, if you've been following the channel for a while, I started my trucking career off in the beverage industry, specifically for a beer company. It's my very first trucking job out of trucking school. First and foremost, if you are considering getting into beverage, whether you work for Coke, Pepsi, beer, whatever, you need to have some patience. All right, that's number one. You need to have some patience. Why do I say that? Doing beverage delivery, I'm just gonna say beverage delivery so I can kind of cover all of those different jobs. You're going to have patience, because there are gonna be times where you have to wait to get checked in. The check-in process, particularly when it comes to making deliveries to convenience stores or 7-Eleven, things of that nature, those can be some of the most frustrating minutes. Could be sometimes even an hour, depending on the situation, right? Sometimes you may get to a customer, you may have a long wait time. Oftentimes it's probably a good idea to move on to another stop and possibly, you know, double back and come back to a customer. But, you know, a lot of guys don't like to do that, because then you got to move stuff around if you can. Then there may be times where you have to get this particular stop off in order to, you know, move on to another customer. So that's really going to be depending on the situation on whether or not you can, you know, skip it and come back to it. Sometimes it doesn't make sense to skip it. It makes more sense to wait. So it really just depends on the situation. But when you're getting checked in at some of those locations, man, you got to have patience. And it's a very frustrating time, especially, you know, when you got other stops you got to get to. You're at this particular customer getting held up. You know it's going to throw you behind on that route. It's going to make your day longer because you're having to wait. And, you know, primarily one of the reasons, really the main reasons you have to wait is due to customers. When you're in those convenience stores, you got customers in and out of the store, every minute, every second. The clerk tells you, oh, wait, let me go ring this customer out. And you thinking they get ready to pick the scanner up or whatever process they use to check you in with, whether they have a scanner or whether they hand checking it in off your invoice. Either way, you know when that customer come in, you gotta wait. And so that's number one, have patience. I hate that was a drawn out long answer, but have patience, number one. The second thing, getting into the beverage industry, just know that it is a very physically demanding job. And 99.9% of the beverage jobs is gonna require you to touch freight. You're gonna have to pick up product, merchandise product in most positions when it comes to beverage. For example, if you are a driver merchandiser, right? Let's just say you work for somebody like Coke. They consider the delivery drivers their driver merchandisers or delivery drivers. Those guys have to put up the product. They have to merchandise the product. That's what comes with that job. Merchandising product, meaning stocking the product, stocking those coolers up with drinks or beer, whatever product you're delivering. Going, you know, back in those back rooms, putting out back stock or putting back stock in the back room to put out for another time, or for the customer to put it out, one of the two, or the merchandisers, I should say, so one of the three. Now, on the flip side, if you are a bulk driver, bulk drivers typically deliver to grocery stores, and they're just pretty much dropping off pallets. So if you're a bulk delivery driver, your life is a little bit easier than the driver merchandisers who have to go to a lot of the convenience stores. I was a bulk delivery driver slash driver merchandiser, because I did have a few stores where I had to actually, you know, work them, physically work those stores and put up product, rotate, all those type of things. But I did have several grocery stores on my route where I was just able to drop off pallets, which was nice. Get the pallet checked in by the receiver and you can go on your merry way. So those stops aren't that bad. But the convenience stores, you know, it's a little more work involved with those. So that's something you need to know getting into the beverage industry. Something else that you need to know, this is really a tip. If you have those printers that have the thermal rolls in it, right? Make sure you always keep extra rolls in your tractor. If you have an assigned tractor. If you don't have an assigned tractor, just make sure before you leave the DC or your terminal, make sure you have some thermal rolls with you. All right. The last thing you want to do is run out of paper for your printer. That's something that you need to make sure you do before you even leave the terminal. It helps if you have a good attitude, because with beverage, you will be interacting with customers on a daily basis, face to face, interacting with customers. So I think your attitude is important. Believe it or not, your attitude and the way you handle yourself when you're dealing with customers can really make a big difference in terms of the relationship with that customer and how they treat you. You'd be surprised how, if a customer really like you, sometimes they'll check you in before other vendors, even if you got there after them. And you tend to get some special treatment a lot of times if a customer really like you. So that's a gem right there. That's just a tip. Have a good attitude. Be professional. Another thing, make sure you're picking up those empty pallets or crates when you're making deliveries to those customers, particularly the grocery stores. Grocery stores, a lot of times, once those pallets get empty, they tend to put them outside, or the merchandiser put them outside. Make sure you guys are picking up those empties. One thing a driver hates is when he has an off day, somebody else runs the route, he comes back and he has to bring back a bunch of empty pallets that wasn't picked up by the driver that ran this route when he was off. So make sure you're picking up those pallets. Don't just let them just accumulate over time. That's gonna make the customer upset, and if you go and you take off or go on vacation for whatever reason, and when you come back you got to pick up all these empties that were left out there while you was on vacation, that's gonna make you upset. So just make sure you're doing that. And a lot of times some of these customers out here will tell you, and you know, to pick up, make sure you pick up the empties in the back. If they tell you that and you don't do it, trust me, you're more likely gonna hear about it next time. And that can start off a bad relationship between you and the customer right there. Just those little simple things like that, right? And so you just don't want to make that a habit. It's easy to forget those things, that's cool, but if it becomes a habit, then a customer is gonna know, like, you just don't like picking up the pallets, and that's not gonna go over too well over time if you continue to do those things. So just be aware of that. Just do your job, and you know, you won't really have anything to worry about when it comes to the relationship between you and the customer. All right, so that's it, man. Those are the few things I want you guys to know. There are some other things, but I don't want to make this video too long. Listen, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me, man. Like this video, drop a comment, and until the next video, you guys take it easy, man. Peace.